That, my friends, is what we call a bad evening. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Pitchside with Parker to another Arsenal review. Season's over now. Out of the Europa League. Knocked out by none other than Unai Emery at the Emirates. Just indescribable how embarrassing that is as a club. I hope that the players feel it. Some part of me doesn't think that they quite experience that in the same way. I'm sure they're very upset. I'm sure they're a bit embarrassed as well, especially the ones who knew Unai Emery and supposedly conspired to get him to leave the club. Because guess what? You played yourself. You played yourself, because look who we got in charge now. We got a guy who wants to take off our captain, our leading goal scorer, the man who single-handedly kept him in a job last summer, and leave him on the bench in a do-or-die knockout game where Arsenal needed a goal. And the nerve, the gall to bring on Willian and Nketiah with Aubameyang sitting on the bench to end that game. I could not believe my eyes. I mean, the fact that he got subbed right after he's hit the post for the second time in the game. It looked like he had scored, and all of a sudden he's sitting on the bench just like, what? Like the Mr. Krabs meme, like, what just happened? Why am I here? What? And let me just say, that should have been a goal for Aubameyang. I don't know how many of y'all noticed this because they didn't pick up on it on the broadcast, but that was one of the best saves I have ever seen from Rulli, the Villarreal goalkeeper. He saved that. It clipped off the post, and from the trajectory, like, I was already celebrating. I was up out of my chair. I've seen it from Alba before. I said, that is a goal. I saw the trajectory of it going into the goal, bouncing off the post. It was bouncing into the net, and Rulli actually kept his hand alive and deflected it after it hit the post. So go look back at it if you didn't see it. It should have been a goal, but that was a heroic save from him. I was still up from thinking that I was celebrating a goal, and I come back and sit down and realize that Aubameyang has been taken off the pitch. I could not believe my eyes. The game management at the end of this game was horrendous from Mikel Arteta. It's as if he was begging to get fired. It's as if he knew he was going to go out, and he was just like, you know what? Whatever. I mean, look, the bottom line is that Arsenal was not the better team over two legs. They barely had a sniff at goal until the end of this game. Even going back to the first leg, Arsenal hardly created anything. They got a lucky penalty kick, and that was their only goal of the tie. Villarreal really did not have to work too hard for this victory. They did not have to work too hard. And you know what? Shout out to them. First European final as a club. They deserved it more than we did. And it was the Europa League mastermind himself, Unai Emery, who got the job done. I can't lie, I was expecting some nonsense from Emery in this game. I was really hoping at halftime that maybe Arsenal would bring on Martinelli, and maybe Unai Emery would do what he did in the first leg and go super, super defensive at halftime and just pack it in early and give Arsenal an opportunity to build up some pressure. But he didn't do that. He stuck to his guns in this game. He stayed 4-4-2 the whole game, and it gave them just enough push and just enough to keep in this game and to not get repelled backwards by Arsenal. Honestly, it was shocking from Arsenal, not only from the manager, but from the players as well, to not take a hold of this game. You're playing at home, and you have to score. How is that the scenario? And you can't even keep the ball. You can't even move up the pitch. You can't do anything with fluidity or with urgency or with any type of rhythm. It's 4 touches instead of 2. It's 3 touches instead of 1. It was so disappointing from that standpoint. Like, if you're going to lose, let it be from an incredible defensive display. Let it be from them having to sit behind the ball for 80 minutes, 90 minutes, and just defend their ass off. I mean, if that happened, I would be fine. You know what? Fair play. They did it. But they didn't have to work hard. We didn't make them work hard, didn't move the ball around, didn't stretch them. And it just shows where this club is at. No European football next year, and there was no real urgency to deliver it today. It's hard to say that they deserve it over the course of the past, I would say 24 months or so, even going back to Emery's tenure. It hasn't been a team deserving to be in these type of competitions. And it's pretty miraculous, really, that Arsenal made it this far this year. But the future is going to start to take shape, and it's going to look very, very different at Arsenal. I mean, personally, I hope that by the time you see this video, Arteta's already got his marching orders on his desk. I am firmly in the Arteta out camp. He needs to go. He made a complete mess of this game. He hasn't done enough, and you just can't defend it. Like, I don't see how any logical Arsenal fan could still back him at this point. I'm a very positive person, and I've been behind him for pretty much this whole season, but going out to the person that you replaced while also being 2 places behind where he finished in the league, to me, an FA Cup does not make up for that. It does not overrule that. You're moving backwards and you're taking this club backwards with you. Not good enough. I understand that there are some long-term things that I'm sure he wants to be building towards, getting some of those old players out, some of the old contracts out. I'm sure he's got transfer targets. I don't care. Somebody else can take care of that. Hopefully the board has a vision that can happen without Arteta, because right now he's not cutting it. So it may look different on the touchline. Certainly Arsenal are in dire need of a lot more players. I think in the future I'll try to make a different video on what the needs are, who they should go get, who they should keep, who they should sell. But they definitely need a lot of changes because this squad is just not good enough. And the issue is that now, without the European football, it's going to be very, very hard to replace these players. Unless Arsenal can generate some real money in sales, which, let's face it, there aren't a lot of players right now that can command a ton of market value. You're going to be forced to consider which young talents you might need to let go, because realistically, those are the only ones that are going to fetch you a big transfer fee. You're not going to make your 40 mil back on Xhaka. I promise you that much. You're definitely not making your 50 mil back on Lacazette. And nobody in their right mind is going to be paying 72 million for Pepe. Not to say that I would necessarily want to sell all of these players, but that's my point that I'm getting at, is that you might have to look at cutting ties. If somebody comes in with a big offer for Martinelli, are you really going to say no to 60 million from somebody for Martinelli? It's a tough decision to make. But that's the only way that Arsenal's going to be able to raise funds now, because they're not going to have the Europa League money, not going to have Champions League money, and you're finishing 10th in the league. You're not getting a very good payout for that, are you? And no, I still don't want the Super League money. I know that could parachute in and save it all, right, financially, but I don't want to be involved in any of that. I really hope that this can be a short-term thing for Arsenal, that they cannot mire themselves and get comfortable in this mid-table position, because that's how it's felt the past few seasons. That although there have been these little opportunities, there was the FA Cup run. A couple years ago, it was the final day. Could they get into a European place? Oh, we almost won the Europa League and could have made the Champions League. That's what they were clinging on to. The performances have been mid-table. This has been a stunningly average team, and I'm just afraid that is what the future holds for Arsenal, at least for the next couple of seasons, which is why I think prioritizing a smart strategy to rebuild is crucial, and I can't lie, it is not with Arteta. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I think I've got a lot more to process about this game. I mean, the final whistle just went, so I'm sure I will have a lot more thoughts later. As I said, going forward, we'll do some more videos on Arsenal, but that really kills it for the season. I mean, I can't lie. I'm not really looking forward to watching us, play whoever we got left in the Premier League. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Going to finish in the middle of the table, and it's the season now is a write-off. It's a failure. And I got to be honest, right now, I'm pinning it on Arteta. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you for checking it out. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.